All right, today is Friday. We're going to finish up our finance. We have a few notes over the income that we studied yesterday, and then we're going into budget. So get the paper off your desk that looks just like this. And the first thing I want you to do is cut it just in half so that it will fit in your notebook. And these are going to be your notes. But we're going to do the gross income notes first together. And then we will go into the budget. Okay, All right, so it says gross and net income. And again, we will put this in our math log and put it in our table of contents in just a little bit. So the first thing it says is blank is the money you earn or receive, whether from a job, interest from a savings account, or profits from selling items and services. So when you receive money, it is income. Okay. Blank income is your total before taxes are taken out. So right here in the corner, I'm going to draw my little basketball net. Okay. Remember the income that's up here that hasn't gone through the net yet. Okay. So the net are your deductions. That's what they're taking out. Those are your taxes. Okay. So before you start, before it goes through the net, it is gross. And then after it goes through the net, it's called net income. This is after it goes through and after they take out the money, after they subtract your taxes out. Right? The pay stub shows Ray's earnings for 1 month. So his total earnings is $764.50. They take out $84 for federal income tax, $43.47 for state income tax, and then $138.90 in other taxes. Those other taxes could be several different things. So all you need to know is these are all being taken out of his paycheck. And his final pay is $498.30. So this one, his total earnings, remember that's called his gross. And this is called his net. What is Ray's gross income for this pay period? Well, his gross is $764.50. How do you know? Because it's before anything is taken out. It is the income before, guys, and deduct means to subtract. So deductions are what you're subtracting. So before deductions or the subtraction happens. What is Ray's net income for this pay period? Well, remember, if we use our basketball thought, gross, it goes through the net, which are all of your deductions, and then what comes out, what you're left with to spend, what you actually get to take home, is your net. So it's $498.13. How do we know? Well, we know that because that is the amount of money after his deductions. After his deductions, it is the income after his deductions. Okay. So that's just to summarize what we talked about yesterday is gross and net income. Gross is before, net is after it goes through the net. And deductions are taken out. All right, so put that aside. We will put that into our math log all together in just a little bit. All right, so today we're going to go into budgeting, balancing a budget. So a budget. Miss Webster has a budget, and most of your parents, probably all of your parents, have some type of budget that they use to make sure that they get all the bills paid. Okay, so it can be as simple as just writing down all your bills on a piece of paper and writing down your income. It can be, I have it on the computer, where I keep up with everything we have to pay and what day we're going to pay it on. So there's all types of different budgets, but we are going to look at just a simple, how to balance a simple budget. So the first sentence of our notes is blank is a monthly or yearly spending or savings plan. It's how you plan to spend your money. So it is a budget. A blank is when expenses equal income. All right, so expenses is what you're spending. Okay, those are your bills or the things you're paying. Your income is the money you have, okay, to pay those bills. So whenever they're equal, that means you have a balanced budget. Okay, blank the amount available in an account to spend. So whenever you have a bank account and your money is in there, it's going to say that you have an available amount of money. That's called an available balance. Okay, that's what you have left to pay whatever or to save or whatever you're going to do with it. So Miss Vaughn's monthly budget is shown in the chart. She receives 2 paychecks a month. So her work paycheck is $1,200. She gets another paycheck for $1,200. Okay, so the first thing I need to figure out is how much she has for the month. Well, to do that, I just add this. You can add up your income, and we know 1,200 plus, or 12 plus 12 is 24, so 2,400. Okay, this is her income. Over here, we see she has a house payment. That's like her rent. That's $900. A car payment. Does she have anything listed for her car payment? No, she doesn't have. So maybe she paid her car off. Okay. She has utilities. That's your electric, your water. She has groceries, $250 a month. Gas for her car, $200. Insurance for her car, $150. Retirement savings. Retirement is so that when you're older and you can't work, that you have some money that you can live on. So those are her expenses. Miss V's budget is balanced every month. How much is Miss V's monthly car payment? Oh, she does have a car payment. Let me mark that off. That's what they're trying to figure out. How much is her car payment? Well, if her budget is balanced, we read earlier that means it's equal. Okay, so we know that everything we add up over here is going to equal what? Her income. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add up all of her bills that I know. Well, I'm going to add up all those zeros. I get zeros. Then I'm going to go, okay, 0, then 5, 10, 15, 20. Carry the 2. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So she has $2,100 spent over here on her bills. What is her total expenses excluding the car payment? I'm down here. Her excluding her car payment, her expenses or her bills are $2,100. At the end of the month, what is Miss Vaughn's available balance based on her income? Well, excluding her car payment, because I don't know. So let's back up. At the end of the month, what is Miss V's available balance based on her income? All she has to spend is $2,400. Okay, that's all the money she makes. So her bills cannot be more than her income. She's going to have to turn something off or get a cheaper car or not have cable, which she doesn't have over here. But this is your income is all the money you have. Then these are her expenses before her car payment. So if it's equal, if she has no money left over, she's just paying all those bills out of her income, how much would her car payment end up being? Well, right here we know that it said she had a balanced budget, which means it's going to equal $2,400. She's already spent $2,100. So it would leave her, if I take $2,400 and I subtract the bills she's already paying, it would leave her $300 for that car payment. All right, that means she has $0 left over. Okay, so we're going to put that in. So we made it a balanced budget. We made it equal each other. All right, flip that over, and again, we will put those in our math log in just a little bit. All right, I want you to go to these sheets right here. There's 4 of them, and it says, how will I pay? All right, so there's one. They may be colored. They may be black and white. You'll just have to look. It says check, debit card. That one doesn't go in there. Cash, and credit card. So I want you to put them in this order for me. I want you to put check, debit, credit, and then cash. All right. At the bottom of these, you will see that there are things to cut out. How I want you to cut that out so that we're all kind of doing the same thing is to, put my scissors, cut the bottom off just like this. So cut the bottom off. So it's like this little half sheet, because that will fit in your math log turn. Okay, so cut the bottom off of each of them really quickly. Doesn't need to be perfect. Cut the bottom off, and then I'll give you the next direction. All right, so put them back in the correct order. Again, your order is check, debit, credit, cash. All right, so we have our check. Find the squares that go with check, and they say check in them. All right, you are going to turn off the video in just a moment pause the video. You're going to read this. You're going to then read these. You're going to cut these out separately. You're going to read them, and then you're going to put them under, is it an advantage or a disadvantage? So is writing a check with what you read on these little squares, you're going to put them under an advantage or disadvantage. So you're going to pause the video, and then you're going to do that. When you are done, do not glue them down yet. Do not glue them down. When you're done, you are going to play the video again and check your answers before you glue. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video right now so that you can put where you think they go. Are they advantage? An advantage means a good thing. A disadvantage is a bad thing. All right, so pause the video and then cut out your check. You're only doing check. We're doing one thing at a time. All right, so I'm now going to lay mine down where I think they go, and you're checking yours against mine. So the first one that I pulled says some stores do not accept checks. Let's read this real quick. A check is a small official pre-printed note that contains information about a checking account. To get a checkbook, a person has to open a checking account at a financial institution and deposit money. The owner of the account enters the amount of payment, the date, and signs the check. By signing the check, the amount owner is giving the credit union or bank permission to pay the purchase out of that account. So Ms. Webster's going to show you my checkbook. looks like this. So I'm going to write you a check. I'm going to waste a check real quick, but I would have to write the date. Today is 10/20/2017. I'm going to pay to the order of who? Let's say I'm going to write a check to Miss Inman. So Miss Inman, I'm going to write her a check for $322. I'm faking it. She's really not getting any money from me. So I'm going to write so that's the amount of money I'm going to pay her. And then I have to write it in words. So $322. It says dollars right there. Okay. For being a great teacher. And then I'm going to have to sign it right here. Heather H. Webster is how I sign my checks. And so this is my account number all on the bottom of here. So Miss Inman, I'm going to give this check to her. Has my address on it. So I'm going to give this check to her, and she's going to take it to her bank, and she's going to cash it, and then they're going to give her $322. Okay? So that makes a little more sense as we are looking through this. A check can be used. So some stores do not accept checks, so that would be a disadvantage. A check can be used to prove that a payment was made. That is an advantage. If I pay Miss Inman, I owe her some money, and she says, you know what, you never paid me. My bank is going to have a copy of the check after they pay her, and I can prove that it's paid. You write a check for more than the amount of checking account, you will pay a fee. That's a disadvantage. You cannot write a check for money you don't have. That's illegal. Most people who write checks keep track of their spending since their check registry is in the checkbook. That's true. It's really easy to keep up with what you pay. If your checks are lost or stolen, someone might try to write checks on that account. That is a disadvantage, right? They could steal my money. If a payment has to be mailed, sending a check is safer than sending cash. That is an advantage. All right, so that is how you're going to glue that in. All right, so glue that, and then you're going to go and do the same thing. We're going to glue that in. So we're going to move that to the side so I can glue mine down. You're going to go to debit card. You're going to get the squares that say debit. Okay. And you are going to cut them out. You're going to pause the video and put them where you think they go. And then we'll come back and start together. Okay, so a debit card. A debit card is a small plastic card issued by a financial institution, which is a bank. This card has a magnetic strip on the back. The card is swiped through a card reader, and personal identification number PIN is entered. The process will allow for the owner of the card to make a payment or withdraw funds from their checking account. To get a debit card, a person has to open a checking account or deposit money. So this is Miss Webster's debit card. So it does say Visa on it because I can run it, but it's a check card, a bonus check card from Texel, which is my bank. It has a magnetic strip on the back. And so I just slide this in the card reader. I enter my 4-digit PIN number, has my name on it, has my information on it. And then they're going to withdraw the money out of my bank every time I slide this. So if I slide it and spend $3, $3 comes out of my account right then. Okay. So the good thing is the money is gone as soon as I spend it, so I can keep up with it better. All right. So that is a debit card. So let's start this. Debit card. Some financial institutions charge fees for using a debit card. That would be a disadvantage because a fee means I'd have to pay some money, right? I don't want to pay to use it. Debit cards are easy to carry and use. That's true. See, I have it just in my little bitty wallet. A debit card, if your debit card is stolen or lost, report it to your financial institution immediately. They will cancel the card and issue a new card. That's an advantage because they can't steal all your money. You can cancel the card pretty quickly. Debit card. PIN is a secret number code that only the owner of the account and the bank or credit union knows. That's true. That's an advantage because you can't steal my money if you don't know my PIN number. So you got to make sure you protect your PIN number. Okay. And then if you don't keep track of your spending, you run the risk of spending more than what is in the account. You may have to pay a fee. So that's a disadvantage. You have to keep up with what you're spending. All right. So you're going to glue those in just like that. And then we're not going into our notebook yet. We'll do that later. And then move on to a credit card. Get out your squares for credit. And you're going to pause the video. You're going to cut those out and you're going to put them in what column you think they go in. So pause the video now. All right, so credit card, we're going to check your work. This is a credit card. A credit card is a small plastic card issued by a financial company. When the card is swiped through a card reader, the owner of the card is borrowing money from the financial company to make the payment. The amount of the purchase is transferred from the company to the payment. The amount of the purchase is transferred from the financial company who issued the credit card to the store's account. Each month, the owner of the card will get a bill or a statement from the financial company that states all the purchases, returns, and payments. The statement will have a due date. This is the day payment for all the purchases should arrive at the financial company. So I can use this card if I want to go and spend some things, buy some things, whatever. But at the end of the month, they're going to send me a bill for everything I owe them. And I have to make that payment by the due date. Okay. Or they're going to charge me extra money and a lot of it. All right. So credit card. Some credit cards have additional fees, such as annual fees. These fees, this is a fee charged once a year for providing service. That's a disadvantage. Fees are bad. You don't want to pay fees. Credit card. If the payment is paid after the due date, a late fee will be charged. I don't want no fees. If only a part of the balance is paid, the owner of the credit will have to pay a fee, which is called interest. That's a disadvantage. I don't want to pay fees. If there is an emergency and no money is available, a credit card can be used to pay for the emergency. If my kid breaks their arm, I have that credit card and I can pay for their arm to be fixed and then pay the bill later. Credit card can be used to make online purchases. Yes, if I want to buy something online, I can use that credit card. And then credit cards are small and easy to use. That is an advantage. All right, so you're going to glue in your advantages and disadvantages. Okay, the next thing you're going to is your cash. This one is blank if you notice. So you're going to cut these out, and then this video will end, and I'll give you the directions to go to the next video. But you will cut these out, and I want you to write your own 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages to carrying cash or paying with cash. So cash are the bills and coins used in exchange for a good or service. Y'all know what money is. This is cash, money. So you're going to write your own 3 advantages and disadvantages. And then this video is over. Then you'll go to video 2 of budgeting. So this is video 1 budgeting. You'll go to video 2 of budgeting. I'll give you what I wrote for cash. We will do 2 more things, and then we will put it all into our math log. So this video is ending. I want you to do cash before you open your next video.